Hi, Dave Rolls here, Widnes Vikings. Delighted to be joined today by Terry Mellor from the GMB. Terry's a senior organiser for the North Western Irish region. We're here, Terry, today to have a little chat about a couple of things, but more than anything to make an announcement that the GMB have renewed the sponsorship with the Vikings to be the principal partner of the training range for the 2020 season, which is brilliant. But let's start off by, tell us a little bit about the GMB. What it's obviously it's a trade union organisation. Its size. What?
GMB is what we call a general union. We've got members working in industry, public services, the NHS. We've got over 600,000 members working right across the country and in Northern Ireland as well. And the GMB represents those members in workplace issues. We negotiate terms and conditions on their behalf. We represent them when they've got grievance or disciplinary matters, and we also support them with legal cases if they have an accident or they're injured as a result of the employer's negligence or for some other reason.
So, what is it? It's obviously it's a huge organisation, the GMB, and it's a fantastic trade union. I was a member of it myself for many years. Yeah. What is it from so such a huge organisation? What is it that would appeal to the organisation of that size about Widnes Vikings sponsoring Widnes Vikings?
Well, I mean, we have limited resources that we use for sponsorship, and we choose them very carefully, obviously, but we're very proud of the association with the Vikings, not just because of the on-field activity, but what attracted us really was the stuff that the Vikings does off-field, working in the community with schools, with amateur clubs, with other partners and the community in general. And I think the values that the club has and is perceived as having, inclusion, equalities and fairness. And I think more recently we're very happy to get involved in the Disability Learning Rugby League, right up our street. We've got members who support the club, and we've got members who watch Widnes as well as other rugby clubs, so that was
rugby
touching
fans.
Rugby fans in general. But I think it's the principles and values of the club that attracted us. Right up our street, the very kind of thing that we get involved in, because it's not just about representing members, it's about representing them in their communities, and we do a lot of that kind of work. So,
but you mentioned there the LDRL team. You became a sponsor of the LDRL team. One of the you sponsored the training range of the LDRL team. It's a fantastic opportunity. I know you've been down to the club, and
I have.
We've had a look and met some of the players and watched them train and everything. It's fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think the fact that you're promoting the enjoyment and inclusive element of the game. I mean, what a fantastic advert for rugby league. You couldn't say any more than that. I mean, that was a bonus for us. To be able to get involved in something like that.
Regarding the GMB trade union, is there anything in particular that they offer to services to rugby league, people that are employed in rugby league?
Absolutely. The Rugby League Professional Players Association is part of the GMB sporting section. We have members in most of the clubs, in fact all the clubs right across the country, and we do work with player welfare. We support them in legal matters, contract matters, those kind of things. And we also work closely with current and former players, looking at what life's going to be like after rugby.
Interestingly, you're a successful organiser, you've worked for the union for quite a number of years. But one definite link back into the sport, former player of the club. Former teammate of mine. Former teammate of mine. Young fella looked after you.
There was a bit of an overlap there, because you were leaving.
You was, But you did, interesting, we were just chatting a little while ago, and you were actually 30 years of age when you signed for your beloved hometown club.
Funny enough, I had two spells at Widnes. When I was in my early 20s under Dougie Lawton, Widnes were interested in signing me, and eventually didn't, and signed a lad called Chris Ashurst. I don't know whether you remember Chris.
Chris Ashurst.
And it was a straight choice between me and Chris, and no sour grapes, but the fact that Chris Ashurst's dad was a mate of Dougie's, I'm sure didn't come into it. But
there's definitely no sour grapes.
No, not at all. But I then had spells at Lee, Swinton and Rochdale, and then I was signed at age 30 as you say, at the club, and I had 2 seasons, one under Tony Myler and the previous one under Phil Larder, in what was the old A-team system. It was a very good standard of rugby at the time, and a lot of people are crying out for it now, as you
well,
know.
it looks like next year that's what's going to happen. That's.
I mean, it was a lifetime's ambition for me, and you know, it was just down the road, and I'd been used to travelling for some years, so and I had 2 very enjoyable seasons with the club.
Recent events, obviously, has been fantastic news for the club getting back to Wembley. You joining us down at Wembley?
Yes,
good lad.
Yeah. I think what's great about that, Dave, is I forget, you know, younger people haven't been to Wembley. And you know, and it's such a long time since the club's been there, and you kind of, somebody in our age bracket kind of takes for granted that we've all been a couple of times.
Definitely.
And there's people haven't been, and you know, and I think whether it's rugby, it's tiddlywinks, basketball, it's Wembley, and it's there's such a buzz about the town.
It's brilliant, isn't it? It's brilliant, isn't it? We were on the members Monday last night, and we were obviously talking about the Wembley in the semi-final and that. And I said, I remember when we first went in '75, first time in my lifetime, you know, everyone was talking about, God, we've not been for years, that's why it's so exciting, that. And it was actually 11 years since we'd previously been in '64. 26 years in it since we've been to Wembley, Widnes. And it's staggering, it, when you think about that. But we're there, and I have urged, and I will continue to urge everybody to make the most of it. It could be another 20, it might be there next year, it could be another 26 years.
You never know.
Get yourself down there and enjoy the day with your friends and your family, and make a memory that you'll carry with you for the rest of your life.
Absolutely.
So that's brilliant. Mate, finally, from the club's perspective, I want to say a real big thank you for second year that the GMB have been a sponsor of the club. I hope you found it valuable, I hope you felt included, and obviously the fact that he's renewed for another year, you know, the partnership's been working, and let's hope that it works for many years to come. Brilliant news, and thank you very much, Terry.
Cheers, Dave.